Hey, hey, part three, you know it. And this time we're coming at you with burn measurement. Hey, now heads up, burn measurement. While this just seems like an exercise in memorization, it is not. I guarantee you will see this concept on your NCLEX exam. You will certainly see it on your final exam in school. Pay close attention to measuring burns. You do not want to be one of those people get to the doggone NCLEX exam and they start talking about the Parkland formula. You're sitting there going, the what? the Parkland formula. What the heck is that? Yeah, you don't want that. All right, here we go. So you know who this is, right? I'm your professor. All right, Cliff Notes. Let's do this. All right, what are we trying to do? Help you to see through the larger concepts. That's right. We're trying to help you break this stuff down. And why am I doing this anyway? You know what? It's been my job to be a professor of nursing. And what I found out is that people got exams on Monday and didn't have any chance to get a hold of me on Saturday or Sunday. And their exam is first thing Monday. So hopefully one of these videos that I'm making for you can be your tutoring video and help you get ready for an exam where you weren't able to get a hold of me. All right, here we go. Boom, look at that thing. Holy cow, right? Let me read this to you. So our patient, Paul Atreides, hey, don't blame me. I'm a Dune fan. Has sustained a second degree burn, all right? A second degree burns to the anterior face, his left arm from the elbow to the hand, and his chest and or upper trunk. He also has first degree burns to his right arm. Now, while preparing for fluid resuscitation, what percent of his body will be used in the Parkland formula for burns? You have A, 22.5%. You got B, 13.5%. C, 18%. D, 27%. And E, 36%. Wow. Right? Man, you got to add all that up. Add all that up. And boy, if you don't know what we're doing, it's a good thing you're here. Okay? All right, here we go. And in all your astuteness, I know you picked the right answer. Isn't that right? Of course you did, because you're a note taker. You're here. So you picked 18%. Good job. Good job. Okay. Now, notice that little warning message I got there. It's not so little, is it? Don't forget, first degree burns do not count in the calculations for fluid resuscitation. Ooh-wee, right? Probably had some people pausing the video and adding that first degree burn in there. This is the right arm. And, like, no, man, that doesn't factor in when you're calculating using the Parkland formula. First degree burns don't count. We're using second and third degree burns to come up with our numbers, right? All right, so let's have this make a little more sense to you in a minute. And we're gonna bounce back to this slide after looking at what's known as the rule of nines. Here we go. All right, burn measurement in the adult. The rule of nines assigns percentages of 9 to major body surfaces. The breakdown is as follows. So don't strain yourself trying to look at that picture there with the numbers on it, because I'm going to zoom in on that for you. And like I said, we'll go back to that question that I gave you. But let's take a look at these highlighted areas here. So we got the head. The entire head now is 9%, but that's front and back. 9%. So if it's just the front of the head, it's 4.5. If it's just the back of the head, again, it's 4.5 because the entire head is 9%. Right? Yes, that's the kind of thing that can make this tricky. Now, the anterior trunk. So we're talking about this person's chest and abdomen. right? You can pretty much draw a line at the nipple and separate the chest and abdomen into nines. The chest would be 9 and the abdomen would be 9, just in the front, to come up with a total of 18% in the front trunk, right? And correspondingly, the posterior trunk, the entire back of the person, 18%. Arms are 9% each. So if the front of the arm is damaged, it's 4.5. If the back of the arm is burned, that's 4.5. If the arm is burned from the elbow to the hand, that's 4.5, right? Got it. Got it. Yeah, let that sink in. Okay, and now on to the legs. The legs are 18%. Why? Because your legs are about twice the size of your arms, right? So you're in an exam wondering like, oh, is it 9? Like, no, it's not. No, it's not. We're gonna help you fully understand that. All right. Each leg is 18% all together. So your right leg, a total of it, 18%. If just the front of the leg is burned, it's what? 9%. If it's just the back of the leg that was burned, that's 9%. 18% for one entire leg. Now that brings us to the perineum, 1%. Okay? All right. Now, let's zoom in for better understanding here. There's the zoomed in picture. And notice how the front of the head is 4.5 and the back is 4.5. Then the front of the arms, what? 4.5. Back of the arm, 4.5. Right. Because the entire head is what? 9. The entire arm is 9. But the entire leg is 18. Okay? There we go. Now let's reflect back on our question that we started with. That's right. So now, all right, so let's read that thing again, just in case some people didn't understand as we were plowing through here. So 2nd degree burns, going to count, not those 1st degree. So 2nd degree burns where? Anterior face, right. So it's just the front of his head. So not 9% on that. That's only going to count for 4.5. So that gives us 4.5 in the bank. All right. Left arm from the elbow to the hand. So not the whole arm, just from the elbow to the hand. All right. So another 4.5 in the bank. All right. Now, chest or upper trunk. All right. If it's just that chest part and not the rest of the trunk, that's only half of the trunk in the front. And that would be 9. So let's put 9 in the bank. So we've got 4.5 plus 4.5 plus 9 at this point. And we understand that the 1st degree burns do not count in this calculation when we approach the Parkland formula. So 4.5 and 4.5, right? That's 9 plus another 9 gives us 18%. You can see that on the exam, if you don't know what you're talking about, it's very easy to pick a 22.5 or some other thing like that and slip up because you don't know to the degree that you need to perform well on the exam. All right? Let's keep rolling, note takers. Let's do this right. Let's get the best grade that we can get, right? We didn't come to nursing school to play. All right? Moving on. Now, time to move past the adult and shake things up a little bit and hit the infant. Now, come exam time or the NCLEX, the focus is generally on adults and infants. Unless, your teacher's a hazer. I mean, they might throw a child at you, kind of in between, like, ay, caramba. But I'm going to put that slide in here too. But my focus is on adults and infants because those are the ones you see on the exam more. And really, many times the focus is on adult, but I would not discount the infant, especially at any point you're taking peds, as this could slip up on you in pediatrics as well. All right, so rule of nines. So we know it, 9 to the major body surfaces, but because infants have, what do we call it? What's the growth pattern in infants that we expect? Can anybody think of it? Anybody? What's that growth pattern? All right, would you like to buy a letter? All right, yes, you say yes. Many of you are saying, shaking your head, yeah, I'd like to buy a letter. And that letter would be, the word starts with the letter C. Okay? All right. Now, does that help you? No, you'd like to buy another letter. That's okay. All right. The next letter is E. Okay. And what is it? Cephalocaudal. Remember cephalocaudal? Yeah, cephalocaudal. Cephalo, head. Caudal, tail. Head to tail growth. And because of that, what do we expect out of the infant? They're going to have a larger head, proportionally speaking. So their entire head is not 9 like the adult, right? Because of cephalocaudal growth, it's 18%. And when you get to pediatrics, this is the reason we're putting a little cap on them. Because look at all that skin surface that's, heat is escaping from their head. So all these guys, when, the parents come and peek at them in the little, where all the babies are, they all have little caps on. Yeah, that's right. Head is 18% this time. Anterior trunk, 18%. Thank goodness, right? We don't have different numbers to remember. Posterior trunk, same thing. Arms, 9%. Hooray, right? Same. Then we get a little bit of a twist. As we said, cephalocaudal growth. So here we go. The legs are 14%. Oof, right? Not a 9, not a 18. 14%. Keep that in mind, right? But thankfully, perineum won again. So, anyway, moving on. I do want to give you a little bit of a flash on this child slide here in a minute. But remember what I said earlier. Don't forget, you're going to need to know these percents. Why am I saying that? Because these percents are going to be factored into the Parkland formula. And if you don't know these percents, by the time we progress to the Parkland formula, you are going to be lost. They're going to be whole numbers that you're not even factoring into the formula, and you're getting that thing wrong every stinking time. And let me tell you something. When it comes to nursing school, when it comes to obtaining your nurse's license from NCLEX agencies, listen, you have absolutely cheated yourself out of easy points when you can't calculate things because you don't know. You blew it. You should be able to calculate these numbers. You should have this down. This is free points. Don't lose out on the low-hanging fruit. Calculations, you need to have those on lock, period, point blank. All right? And now, here's that child slide I promised you. But there's a whole lot going on with the child slide, isn't it? Yeah, buddy. And that's why this one's more of the gray area. For examinations, you tend to see more adult. And even in some situations, yeah, peds. You might be in peds and you might see some pediatrics. And they tend to go straight to the infant because this is starting to get into the gray area with a lot of the values. But still, not a bad idea to incorporate this as well. And, we just want to keep things as thorough as possible and show you this as well. So, anyway, here we go at the end here. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for subscribing and liking. And we'll keep these videos coming at you and making sure you're boosting your knowledge, right? Excellent. See you next video.